Hello there, my name's Hugh Dellar and I'm a teacher and teacher trainer based in North London. I'm also a coursebook writer. I'm the co-author of the Innovation series and the Outcomes series, published by National Geographic Learning and distributed in Russia by Onara. I'm also the co-author of the Teaching Lexically methodology book, and I co-run the Lexical Lab website along with my business partner Andrew Walkley. And I'm delighted to announce that I'm going to be running 2 days of workshops in Moscow in 2018 on November the 2nd and 3rd. And I'll be coming over thanks to the Nova School of English based in Saratov. The workshops and seminars we're going to be running are kind of operating under the title of Implementing a Lexical Approach, a Practical Guide. And the basic idea is, I think, to demystify some of what we mean when we talk about a lexical approach to language, and to really look at some practical, everyday classroom tips from my own teaching experience, from the experience of others who see language in a very kind of lexical way, and to look at how we can bring the insights about language that I think a lexical way of looking at language give us into the classroom in normal, everyday kinds of contexts. The way we're going to run the 4 days is the 2 days is to split them into 4 halves. You can see that mathematics isn't my strong point. 2 days, 4 halves. We're going to split them into halves, and on the first day we're going to be talking about teaching vocabulary. We're going to look at what's best to do when we're going through vocabulary exercises, going to explore the problems with pre-teaching vocabulary. We're going to look at what kind of examples are best to give, when to give them, why. We're going to look at the kinds of questions that we ask about vocabulary as we're exploring it. And we're going to look at how to help students shoulder the burden of the learning that they have to engage in. In the afternoon, we'll be looking at grammar. We'll be looking at how to avoid killing our students with lengthy grammar lectures. We'll be looking at how best to deal with grammar errors. We'll be looking at how to avoid digging holes for ourselves as we're going through exercises and dealing with grammar input. We'll be looking at different ways we can deal with the grammar sections that are in the course books we're using. And we'll also be talking about how better vocabulary teaching can lead to better grammar outcomes. On day 2, we'll start off by looking at how to teach listening. We'll be considering the problems that students have with hearing English and how we can differentiate between what's a listening problem and what's a language problem. We'll be looking at ways in which we can use traditional ways of teaching listening or traditional structures of listening lessons in a way that focuses more on the language that appears in texts, and we'll be exploring the links between listening and pronunciation. Finally, we'll be looking at teaching speaking and what we can do as teachers before, during and after student speaking to actually help them get better at speaking. So how we can feed back on student output in a way that also feeds forward. On top of all of this, what we're going to be doing is offering little live lessons. So there's going to be a live vocabulary lesson, a live grammar lesson, a live speaking lesson and a live listening lesson, in which I'll be teaching sort of advanced proficiency level material to you guys, hopefully in a way that puts into practice some of the ideas that we look at during the workshops and during the input sessions. It's always a pleasure for me to be back in Moscow and to be working with Russian teachers, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Thanks again to Nova School for organising this, and looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible at the event. Bye.